This is Jamey Boyum, and yeah, it looks like we're about to get to work. I am here being judged. I got a couple of judges here. We got LeWard, LaFleur, judge of Marion County, and Upshur County Judge Todd Tefteller. And we are out here in front of the courthouse. It's looking good, Judge.
It's a good day to be out. It's a beautiful day with this blue sky, and it's just a wonderful day to behold the work in progress of the Upshur County Courthouse. I'm so proud at how nice this looks. Just look at that bridge, the way they've redone the exterior walls and the facade under the windows. I'm just absolutely thrilled.
Yeah, it looks like
the building's getting its due finally.
Looks like they just put the brick up. I mean, you know, compared to last time I saw it, it's very clean on the outside. And they're just going one brick at a time, aren't they?
There, some real craftsmen are working on this restoration. Wouldn't you say, Judge?
I'd say some of the best in the state.
Yep.
And of course, Judge LaFleur is here as kind of a consultant because you went through this whole process once before.
Yes, sir. In Marion County, we finished a few years back, and Judge Tefteller was so gracious to ask me to come and help with this beautiful building. As you well know, I love courthouses, all of them throughout the state, and then to be able to come to the neighboring county here and help them out on this project's just been a blessing.
All right. Well, let's.
This building, Jamey, Norman Rockwell's America, right there. This thing hails from a time when being in America meant something. And it reminds me of Norman Rockwell's America. God, country, family. It's just a beautiful day to be out here today.
Absolutely.
As you know, this building's going to look like it did when it was new in 1937.
Too bad Norman's not around to paint it.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, let's take a step inside.
Okay.
Let's see what the progress is. I hadn't been here in quite some time, and I guess you hadn't either.
Yeah, I'm here about every other week.
Oh, are you?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. All right. Well, we are stepping inside. And of course, these are protected panels, right?
Yes, sir. Everything that's covered is a protected base.
Oh yeah, they're making quite a bit of progress.
All the time, right?
Got the floor protected too, I see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we are on schedule?
My project supervisor says we're now at 50% complete and that's on schedule.
Well, that's great. That's great.
On schedule and on budget.
Good to hear.
Two things that governmental entities rarely say is we're on schedule and we're on budget, but we are on this project in Upshur County.
That is good news. So, yeah, we're pretty excited about this whole project.
Yes, sir, I am. I grew up here. I remember coming down in this building to get my shots for school in the 1960s.
Wow.
And then my father before me in the 1940s. So this building's a member of the family to all of us.
And it's getting quite a facelift. Well, let's, yeah, of course, some of it, very active construction, as you can see.
That was an old boiler room. We obviously took all that out.
Yeah,
going on.
because there's a different kind of heating and cooling system here, right?
So I believe the last time we were here, we had a drill out on the yard. So we drilled quite a few well sites for geothermal system that'll be installed here instead of putting window units in every office.
That's great. That'll be very efficient, I think. So how's the elevator part going, Judge?
It's going fairly well. I'll show you on the other side, but I don't know if you've ever been in here prior, but you can see what's called the ghosting of the old stairwell. It's very narrow, and then the elevator shaft here was expanded, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than what it was, and we're getting rid of the stairwell. You see that ghosting on the wall?
Yeah.
And it's going to be back to how it was in the 30s when they they put the actual staircase on each side, and this will be another staircase that'll mirror the west end of the building.
Yeah.
So it'll look a lot nicer.
Looks like that was a kind of a steep climb too.
It was very much so.
Let's head over this way. I guess go up the stairs. We've lost the other judge. He's around here someplace. So
It's not a hard thing to lose Judge T.
yeah, I know it. He's just gone.
It just disappears. Again, this is all protective measures.
Ah, I see. Okay. Not permanent, because
No.
it's not up to snuff, I guess.
And this was the men's restroom, and it's got all torn out, and it's going to be redone as well. A lot of the main problems that we had in this building, where they added plumbing, they would add, a 1.5 foot step up into bathrooms and such, so they could put the plumbing underneath that. But we got rid of all that, so that someone with a disability, let's say in a wheelchair, they could access these bathrooms as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, that makes sense because I've seen a lot of older courthouses that have that step, and I always wondered why that was.
We had one on the 3rd floor and the basement of the Marion County project that we did away with.
Yeah, in fact, that's I think the very restroom I'm thinking of. I think I tripped a couple of times going in there.
This is the watch desk right here. This is the county clerk's office.
Okay.
Again, you can see some ghosting on the ceilings where there were sound padding placed in, because this building's nothing but granite, terrazzo, and concrete plaster. So
Right.
they placed some sounding boards on the ceiling so that it wouldn't echo so much in here.
Ah, okay. But they're going to take it back to the Echo, I guess.
Well, no, those will be reinstalled.
Oh, okay.
So if they were good enough to use, we'll use them. If they're not, then we'll replace them with replicas.
Oh, okay. The baffling.
Which is, here's something that's really neat, is on the border, they had stenciling, hand-painted stenciling.
Oh, wow.
That goes around the border.
Oh, that's
It's kind of
cool.
like in the Marion County Courthouse, we had that stenciling around the ceiling.
Mm-hmm, which was a surprise.
That was a surprise for us because
Yeah.
no one alive knew that it was there. Some of the older folks in the county can remember seeing this, but it's going to be really nice.
So I guess those are salvaged as much as they possibly
As
can be.
much as they possibly can. If not, they will be replicated.
Yeah.
Again, it's a restoration. It's not a remodel. A lot of people get those confused. We're trying to put the courthouse back the way she was in 1937 with a few upgrades, new plumbing, new electrical wiring, stuff like that. But, we're not changing the facade or the interior, or we're doing it minimally because we don't want to disrupt the historical architecture of the building.
Right, right.
Hence the granite staying on the walls. These go over the doors here. It's hard to see on camera, but it says county clerk. Well, these are original. We don't want to get rid of this stuff. We want to salvage it and shine it up and place it right back where it was.
And I guess that has to be done to keep it officially historical.
Absolutely, absolutely. We want to keep this thing as historically accurate as possible. It's like this vaulted room here, where the original county clerk kept a bunch of records. We can't turn this into an office. It has to remain a vault. And you can see the kind of shape this building was in before we started this. So it's really, it's a great thing to be able to do this. And it's an even better thing to be able to do this with grant funding. It's a significant portion of this is funded by the Texas Historical Commission Courthouse Restoration Fund from Austin that the legislature provides to counties that seek to restore their courthouses every biennium. So we're really excited to partner with the state of Texas and the State Historical Commission to be able to do this.
Which is another reason you got to obey the rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep it historical. All right.
across. So a lot of people that have been in this building prior to the restoration, these were office spaces. You can see the ghosting on the wall that separated the offices. Well, and the original documents at the courthouse, this was the commissioner's courtroom.
Oh.
So again, with the THC's grant funding, it must remain a courtroom. So we're having to open it back up, and which it'll be very useful for the county to have this courtroom as well as the upstairs courtroom.
Right.
It's good to see all this good stuff going on. All this metals being formed up, which is what that gentleman's doing, primed up, getting ready for new coat of paint.
And then, of course, obviously these are original, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody's just getting things done. Go ahead. We'll go up one floor.
All right. Was there some asbestos abatement that had?
Yes, sir. We did quite a bit of asbestos abatement in this building. You know, everything down to the lead paint that was on the door frames. Once you disturb it, it's got to be abated. So all that was completed before.
There he is.
There you go.
And there he goes. He's one step ahead of us.
Always. So this is the historical courtroom. As you can see, we did get a really neat surprise, and you can see if we can get up there. Maybe. There we go. Can you get up here, Jamey?
Yeah.
You might get a little dusty, but
Well,
it's all
it's,
right. I just want to be able to showcase this because we did get a little surprise in this.
well, I got to see the surprise.
So, if you can tell, there was quite a bit of water damage. All of this was paneled over. So when we pulled all that paneling down, it looks like, I don't know when, 40 years ago or so, they paneled over all of this. I would assume because they fixed whatever water damage was, but they didn't want to repair all that because it would have been very expensive back in those times. So they just paneled over it. Well, if you notice the facade of the courthouse, there's this waterfall effect, and you can see in between there is the baseline where they put that paneling over it.
Uh-huh.
So we pulled that down and found that beautiful waterfall effect behind the judge's bench.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's just amazing to me what you find underneath things.
Absolutely.
You know, because at your courthouse, it was the drop ceiling.
Sure.
It was
Sure.
hiding a whole bunch of
It was
big
hiding a
surprise.
lot of beautiful things.
Yeah, because there was kind of a dome effect going on.
Right.
Too.
Yeah. And then back here, this was.
So I guess this room will be used for like official court business.
This will be the county courtroom.
Yeah.
So this will be Judge Tefteller's courtroom. And, you know, if the JP needs it, whoever, if he's not using it, you know, it could be used by any judge to have court. And then back here, this was, you can see the ghosting in the floor. This was a storage area, whatever you want to call it, but when there was a wall here, when we tore that wall down, and it's been abated, obviously, we found the original flooring that belonged throughout this courtroom.
Oh, wow, look at that. Huh.
Obviously, it's not there, but we had to abate it because it did have asbestos. But it gave us a clue as to what the flooring here looked like, because we were just going to keep it concrete because that's what we assumed it was.
Right.
Well, it wasn't. It was I think 9 by 9 beautiful tiling. So we're going to put that back down.
Oh, okay. Now, does some of that survive, the tiling? Or is it, you're going to have to find new tiling?
Yeah, we're doing replicated tiling.
Yeah, okay.
Because we used the color schemes that were under this wall that they built. This wall originally was not here. This was the courtroom itself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember being in this courtroom, and yeah, there's a wall right here.
Yeah,
Which
there
has
was
been
a wall and a
completely
door
removed.
right there, and they just kept things in here that may be needed for court. You know, it's like the paneling is going to all come down, and you can see these original colors. This seafoam green looking color.
So, where did the pews go? Are they all in the other room, or?
There's some downstairs, and then we have some off-site, and those are all going to be restored.
Yeah, right. I
Because
heard that they were going to be cleaned up.
Yeah, they believe those were original to the building.
Yeah, right. All right. Quite a bit of progress.
Indeed.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you came along, because I don't think I can keep up with Judge Tefteller. He's doing some kind of sprinting.
So now we're above the courtroom. Obviously, all the scaffolding and stuff.
Ah, so this is a balcony area.
It's a balcony area.
Yeah.
That the only thing that this held was all the HVAC that was throughout the building. So it wasn't even usable. We're going to restore it back to the way it was.
So there'll be benches up here too.
No, sir, no, I believe, yeah, look right here. These are going to be stadium style seating. You can see the ghosting where they were.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it'll be restored back to the way it was, and you can see the waterfall facade.
Oh yeah, coming all the way
Top
up
of it.
over there. Huh. So, do you know where these pews or benches ended up?
No, sir.
Okay.
They've been gone far longer than anybody talked about restoring this building. Because literally this held huge HVAC systems and whatever else they could fit in here, old chairs and such.
Storage.
Yes, sir. There's one thing about any courthouse in the state, they are all used. If there is an empty spot, they find something to put there. A chair, a desk. I believe there was an old toilet up here.
Oh, wow.
That somebody just put, you know. It's really, this is going to be very unique. You know, especially when we get it finished, a lot of people have never seen this aspect of this courthouse.
Well, yeah, I think I know where I'll be shooting from.
Indeed, indeed.
There's a floor there now, but there won't be.
There won't be. And then we will go up to the 5th floor, which we had to build this wooden staircase to get to, because it used to serve, the 5th floor used to serve as the Upshur County Jail. So there was very few ways to get up here. And while we've got the other stairwell tore out, that was the way to get to the 5th floor. So we had to add this so that we didn't get around the elevator shaft and such.
So this is obviously temporary.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But it looks a whole lot different than it did. Just watch your step.
Here we are at the old jail,
Yes, sir. A jail no more.
which have plans been completed as far as the layout up here is concerned?
Yes, sir. Excuse me. Yes, sir. This will serve as a arm of the district attorney's office. It'll be state-of-the-art office space. So the Texas Historical Commission knows that obviously this was a county jail, but it's not going to be used as a county jail. So they allow the county to determine what this space will be used for, because obviously with restoring this building back to the way it was in the 30s, they know that counties grow, obviously, and we need different office spaces, and they're allowing us to be able to choose how we use this. So this will be the district attorney's office for some offices out of the Justice Center, because their office overflows, and it just gives everybody a little breathing room.
Yeah, because this was not original to the courthouse, right? This was an add-on, the 5th floor?
Judge T, was this an add-on? It was, this floor was original to the courthouse.
This was the jail.
When it was built?
I don't know.
Okay, neither do I.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I thought I heard that somewhere, that this was actually added on, but I
The
don't
jail was remodeled in the 70s. I don't know if they added a 5th floor to do that or what was up here
Well,
then.
this was a part of the original structure.
It was.
Yes, sir.
You know, the grand thing about this is that new staircase.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be just like
Game
grand.
changer.
I mean, wow, you look over there at that and you get the scope of that staircase. And then you're gonna have the elevator coming right up here to 5.
Let's take a
That's
look
the
over there.
shaft there that paid out blocks. That's the elevator shaft going from the basement up to the 5th floor. They've about got that totally encased.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, that was pretty open last time I was here, I think.
Sure.
A lot of what we're doing right now is they're when they pour concrete, or they do something like to the elevator shaft, or a different floor than this, we've got to wait, have it inspected. They just to make sure it's going to hold everything that we're going to do to it. Right now, you can't really tell it, but this floor is not level, so it was made with a pitch in it. I assume in the event a toilet overflowed or somebody left a shower on, or whatever the case may be, everything would go into a drain system in the jail. You know, you wouldn't believe what some folks can come up with when they're locked in a room all day on how many t-shirts they can try to flush down the toilet or whatever. So this floor has a pitch in it. You probably can't see it on camera, but you can probably see it with your eye. You see how there's a little dip right there?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that whole top has to come off, because when we come back in here and start doing other things, the structural engineer wasn't comfortable with just putting another solid layer of decking up here, because they were worried about the weight the building would hold. So we're just going to remove that entire topper so that we can get underneath to the level flooring.
Wow, so all these concrete blocks will be gone.
Yes, sir. And once you walk around up here, you can feel where that topper. Maybe you'll be able to see it. You might be able to see the difference between the floor and that topper.
Oh, yeah.
But all this flooring will be completely different. Like Judge Tefteller was talking about, you know, it was that, for lack of better words, spiral staircase. It wasn't spiral, it just went around the wall. But this is going to be just like the side we came up on the west side. It's going to be an actual staircase. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, a normal layout, I guess.
Yes, sir.
So the previous staircase kind of went around the wall.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was hard to maneuver, but and I would imagine they had to pull the old one out in order to fit the elevator shaft when they put the elevator in. Mm-hmm. And you know, technology has changed immensely since those days. So we're putting a little bit bigger elevator. We shifted it north a little bit and made enough room so that we could put that staircase. And if you look, you can see that the ghosting down here, Jamey, where the decking of that old stairwell was. See in between those two windows there?
Hold on tight, folks. You're getting a look that I can't see.
Nor do I want to.
Yeah, you can definitely see all the ghosting.
That's a term that we both learned during the Marion County Courthouse Restoration Project, ghosting.
Yep, ghosting. The evidence of whatever it was on the wall, floor, the pattern left behind when
Indeed.
things are torn out.
That's pretty much the gist of it for now.
Well, it's looking pretty good. I mean, that's obviously a huge mess.
That's what it looks
But
like.
I mean,
it's-
that's part of it.
It's
you know?
orchestrated chaos.
Exactly.
That's
I mean,
exactly what it is.
what happens if you clean out your closet? Pretty much this, a little bit smaller scale.
Indeed.
I would think. But yeah, give you a look at the elevator shaft over here.
Don't drop your camera. I don't think it survived that fall.
I don't think so either. Yeah, I guess there's been a lot of concrete block work done here, huh?
Yes, sir. And everything that we do as far as the elevator has to be tested and scrutinized. So, which is good for public safety.
Oh yeah. You know, people that kind of take elevators for granted, but it's just a shaft. That is a long drop, no matter what elevator it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's looking pretty good. I guess they've gotten a lot of work done on the exterior.
There's been a lot of work on the exterior. They do a very basic, for lack of better words, acid wash, and then they go through and see if they can find any cracking in the mortar or the facade, and if it needs to be replaced, they replace it. It's very meticulous and sometimes very slow on the exterior. What's really neat about these projects is right now it looks like it did 4 months ago, and I get a lot of questions from commissioners. They're like, "How are we going to get this thing done?" Well, this is the slow phase. Once everything's prepped, primed, and ready, this thing will be a hustle and bustle of new fixtures and flooring and all that. Because I go back to the Marion County Courthouse quite a bit. We meet here every 2 weeks and discuss the progress as we did in Marion County. And for about 4 months, I kept asking the contractor and the architect, "Well, it doesn't look like anything's going on." And it's just because I'm a layman to what they're doing. It's a lot better on this project than it was ours.
Well, there's just so much detail work.
Absolutely.
Every little corner.
Everything, Look at the floorings cut up. It's just, and what a lot of other people don't see is when they can, they get a head up on like the air conditioning systems that are up here. They got that blue paper over the edges of it so that all of these things can be hung. The piping, all this is new.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't remember this last time I was here.
No, any and everything that was piped onto the 5th floor, as you can tell, most of it came via the floor. Whether it be plumbing, toilet, I don't even think there was that much of an air conditioning unit up here. I think the chief jailer probably had a window unit or something in their office. They didn't worry too much on creature comforts.
Right. Yeah, except for the head jailer. He's gonna have the AC.
Absolutely. It's coming along.
Yeah, it is. A lot of progress, and like you said, this is the kind of the slow part.
This is where everything. It feels like you're in a lull, but things are happening as you can hear and walk around. There's a lot of people here working.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Getting things done.
Everybody's busy, and give you a look at the view of downtown Gilmer. Well, you can't see much of it. There's a lot of trees out there, but
Scaffolding.
and of course the scaffolding. Yeah. And I guess scaffolding will probably stay up for a little while, right?
It'll stay up probably until the majority of of everything is complete.
Yeah, in case they're made to get back up here again, and then they don't.
And
have to
again, that brickwork and the facade are very meticulous, and that's usually what takes the longest amount of time is the exterior of the building.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you like this: if you build a new build, $1 million house, and let's say $700,000 of that $1 million house is fixtures, you really don't notice that anything's happening until those fixtures are put in, and everything has to be prepped for those fixtures. So, as I said earlier, we'll look the next time you come over here, you're gonna be like, "Wow, it's starting to look like something."
Yeah, I guess. Do you know time frame on as far as like putting walls in and stuff up here in the old jail?
So I think they're getting ready for that. As you can see, these center blocks are here. So again, it's just prep time. I hate to say, you know, they'll start walling this up in 6 months or 6 weeks, because all of the prep work has to be done prior to that, and depending on obviously weather and outside situations, I would say, you know, we're getting closer by the day. How about that?
There you go. There you go. Very politically correct of you to put it that way. And I guess these windows, I guess, have been saved, right?
Yes, sir. Unique thing about the windows is they were all bricked up because this was a jail. You know, originally the windows, we can walk over here and look.
And here's a look at the window. The window that was never seen. Wow, this was a jail. Oh yeah, that one's still partially covered.
Yeah. So all the windows on this floor were bricked up so that everything was secure, obviously.
Yeah, so that's a little leftover from the old jail.
Yes, sir.
Those bricks.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, that's pretty cool to see all this progress. I don't remember if all these windows were open last
They were
time I was
not.
here. Yeah,
They were not.
'Cause you know, there's obviously a lot of windows back over here. And those had not been uncovered last time I was here. Man, there's windows all the way around.
It feels pretty good up here.
Yeah, actually it does. Well, that's been quite the tour. I appreciate all your help, LeWard.
Absolutely.
Because we got abandoned by Judge Tefteller.
That's
He had stuff he had to look at, and I understand that. So it's all good.
he gets really excited when he gets in here.
Yeah. There's kind of no stopping him.
No.
So yeah, there you go. There's your little tour. Actually, it was a pretty lengthy, extensive tour. We're talking 33 minutes here so far. Wow. But very informative. Good to see all this progress, and we'll check in again pretty soon.
Absolutely.
All right.
Anytime.
Thanks again, Judge. We'll have more later on KLTV7 News and KLTV.com. But I have to show you Laura here. Laura, from back in the old days of the jail, left a message.
Bo and Laura was here and won't be back. June of 1986. I was 2 years old.
Wow. Oh,
I wonder if they
wow.
ever came back.
Wow. I bet they didn't. I bet if they're still around, they're probably interested in seeing that. I wonder if that'll be framed. I don't know if that's quite historic enough. All right. We'll have more later on KLTV7 News and KLTV.com.